All right, this is my review for Scarlet. All right, this is an animated film. Um, yes, animated movie I got to see. I actually got to see the IMAX, which was actually pretty good. And what will I say? This movie was pretty good. It was pretty good. It focuses on two characters. One is a princess and one is a paramedic. And it's interesting because this film takes place in what they call the other world. You know, without spoiling much, I'm just gonna say it takes place mainly in this place called the other world, which is basically like the in between of heaven and hell, or what they call maybe um, nothingness, and I think they said the land of eternity, something like that. But the point is, it's interesting because, and it's actually kind of funny because some of these people, they're fighting in real life, and then when they get taken out, now they're in this other world, and then they're still fighting. Like you would hope that when life ends, like you get to have some type of peace, some type of peace, and it's just like it's interesting. It's an interesting thought um, to see these people go through this, and some people who don't want to accept the fact that they actually passed on, and one of my favorite characters. The princess is the main character, Scarlet. She's great, but one of my favorite characters is actually the male character. He's a paramedic. His character is funny to me and interesting because his job was a paramedic, you know, helping people stay alive. And now he's in this other world where people fighting still and they're getting hurt, and he's like trying to save stuff. He's trying to like he wants peace all over. And this film this film has a lot of interesting questions about, you know, like why we fight, and do we need to fight, and also like can there be a world where there's no fighting at all. And as much as I'm a half glass full kind of person and I want to believe certain things, but just the reality of it is just it's just a good thought that the film projects. But for there to be no conflict in the world at all, that means you have to all be one. Everyone has to be pretty much thinking the same thoughts, and it's like all basically robots. It's just like there's gonna be conflict. It sucks, but there's gonna be conflict. But it's good that the film does, you know, promote that. You know, promote like trying to have a world of peace. You know, but it's just like, I mean, you know what? I think that's all it is, though. It's all about at least trying to fight for a world of peace. But even in that sentence, I said fight. Why do I have to say fight? What am I supposed to say? Trying to hug for a world of peace. The thing is, people are gonna. There's always gonna be opposing views. There's always gonna be destruction, even if you don't want it, and it sucks. But you know, but ultimately, that's what Scarlet ends up fighting for. She. It's funny because she's fighting. She's learning how to train. You watch her and train. She's doing all these cool things, but she's on a quest of revenge at the end of it. Um, her whole purpose is to have revenge for her king and her father, and she has this heart of revenge, and you get to see that heart change throughout the film. But the point is, even her, she knows she had to fight for certain things. She had to fight for survival, and the ending is hope. It ends on a hopeful note, is what I will say. But it's interesting how some people are caught in between this life and death in this other world. And then the effects really shine in this film because, like I said, I got to see the IMAX, so I got a little bit different experience. I'm happy I got a chance to see it that way. The sky is water. It's an ocean. The sky in the other world, the place between life and death, where past and future everything comes together or blurs together, as they say in the film. The sky is an ocean, and when it's the ocean is still, it looks like a regular sky. But then when the water moves, you see the stars. You see at nighttime, it looks like it's going crazy. There's lightning. There's like a lightning dragon, or I should say, who kind of like balances the scales a little bit in this world. And there's just so much cool things with the animation. There's some people who look like almost like watercolor pastel. Some people who look almost have more of a 3D element to them a bit. It's just I like the animation that they chose because it really this I think this story helped elevate the animation team. Like they figured out, okay, the stories like past and present and future, so we have different animation styles from different parts of the world or different eras. And I think that's where the movie really shined for me. The action was great. The story was really good. The story was more than really good. It was actually a really good story. The only thing, if I had to say something bad, not something bad, but just something that maybe that like I didn't like too much was, it's funny because I'm a musical guy. I love musicals. There's like two musical parts in this film, and I think that I understand what they're trying to do with the songs and try to bring people together and stuff like that, even in this world and during the war times and things like that. But I think the music sequences could have been cut short just a little bit. But other than that, I think it was pretty good. If someone asked me if I had to rate this out of 5 stars, I would give it a solid 3 out of 5, or like a 3.5 out of 5. Like it was a little bit better than good. Um, but it's just interesting because, like I said, the ending ends on a hopeful note. You want to be hopeful, you want to feel that way, but ultimately, to live in a world of peace and no fighting at all, like we want it, but like I understand. I wish, I wish they took the idea a little bit further. I understand what they're saying with that idea, with that premise, but I wish they had her say something to help implement that in a way. Um, because she's a princess, so she has some power. She has some power as long as she's not actually, you know, taken out, and she's, But the thing is, people are in between this life and death. And I gotta say, they gotta do some posters, man. I'm tired of going to these movies, and I still enjoy it, but it's like posters mean a lot. Like people, when I went to see it in IMAX, there were some people in there. It wasn't like completely packed, but there were people in there. And I just feel like when they have these anime movies, they don't give them the respect they deserve, and then they wonder why they don't make money. Like, put a poster, even if it's a paper poster, put it up like 2 weeks before. Just put it somewhere people could see it. Like, no one even knows that this is in the theater. It's in IMAX. Come on, man. Like, and sometimes you go with your friends, or you go with your shorty, whoever you go with your little brother. You want to take a photo in front of the poster, or you want to share these memories. You know what I mean? Like, I normally do like my theater reactions and stuff. Sometimes I like to have the poster in the back. It's fine if it's not there, but actually, no, that's the whole point of this. It's not fine if it's not there. They should have some type of poster, even if it's a printout. Just have something, even if it's something small. Like, even if it's this big, I don't mind it. Just have something, like, I just feel like every movie that's in the theater should have a poster, especially when some of these movies with $1 billion or like $1 million promotional companies, those movies are not even in the theater anymore. They were in the theater like 4 months ago, and they still have the F1 poster up. They still have some posters up from so long ago. I'm like itching my head. Like, obviously, I understand it's all about money, but I just feel like these movies would do so much better because someone might be walking through the halls and who's not looking and maybe didn't see the trailer or whatever, and it's like, oh, look, there's a paper poster. Look, interesting. What is this for? Like, that's all. That's my only little great. But ultimately, I did enjoy it. I won't make this too long. Stay, y'all know the name. Spread love and light, and let's take care.